All right, let's dive into something kind of surprising. ASMR,
Yeah.
those videos of the whispering and the tapping and stuff. Well, they're actually way more popular than you might think. A recent study found that 65% of people are using them for relaxation.
Wow.
So ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. But what does that really mean?
Yeah.
What is it and why is it so popular? That's what we're going to cover today.
Well, it's interesting because ASMR, that term, it's kind of a mouthful, but it's a really incredible physical experience.
Yeah.
And it's capturing the attention of everyone, from scientists to everyday people.
Yeah. So maybe we should start with that feeling. Like what is it? How would you describe it to someone who's never experienced ASMR?
Imagine this wave of relaxation starting at the top of your head and just very gently kind of flowing down your spine, like someone is tracing patterns on your brain.
Yeah.
This soothing touch, it brings us a deep sense of calm. And it's really a unique experience.
Wow. Like a brain massage almost.
Yeah.
That's nice. No wonder people are watching those videos.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting to me is that the science behind it is still kind of mysterious, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? That's what makes it so compelling. Like when they do brain scans, ASMR lights up those areas in the brain that are associated with relaxation and social bonding. So it's not just some internet fad. It's tapping into something much deeper.
Wow. It really makes you think, like, are we programmed for this kind of thing?
Yeah.
But okay,
Yeah.
if that's the case, what actually causes it? Is it just whispering or are there other things?
Well, whispering is definitely a classic ASMR trigger, but there are actually a ton of different things that can trigger it, like tapping, crinkling paper,
Right.
even just everyday sounds like cooking or working with clay.
Huh. So I guess all those cooking shows could be unintentional ASMR, huh?
Right.
But wouldn't people react differently to those things? Like what might soothe one person could be super annoying to someone else.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point. ASMR is very personal. What works for one person might not work for another at all. Like, some people love that crinkling plastic sound, and some people absolutely hate it. So it's all about figuring out what works for you.
Yeah. It's like your own personal relaxation soundscape, I used to think that the ASMR community was a really specific group, but you're telling me it's way more diverse.
Oh, absolutely. It's actually huge and super varied. You've got college students using it to de-stress, insomniacs trying to get some sleep, even CEOs looking for a little peace and quiet.
CEOs. Surprising. So
Yeah.
ASMR is kind of for everybody. Why do you think it's connecting with so many different types of people?
Well, I think it comes down to this need for calm in our world. Like, everything is so busy and noisy all the time. And ASMR provides this escape, a way to tune out and reconnect with yourself, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Yeah, like a little digital sanctuary.
Exactly.
But I'm curious about the creators behind those experiences. Is like big studios and fancy equipment, or can anyone make ASMR?
Wow. That's one of the coolest things about ASMR. It's incredibly accessible. While some creators definitely have professional setups, many start with just a basic microphone and a passion for sharing their sounds.
Wow. So it's really about authenticity. Do you have any examples of creators who embody that spirit?
Well, there's this woman named Emma. She goes by Whisperwind ASMR online. She started out with just a phone mic and a love for telling fairy tales. And now she has over 2 million subscribers.
That's amazing. The power of a good story.
Right.
But let's be real. There are probably some misconceptions about ASMR.
Oh, definitely.
But
For
why
example,
not?
some people think it's inherently sexual, which is not true. The vast majority of creators and viewers see it as purely therapeutic and relaxing.
Yeah, it's good to clear that up.
Yeah.
What are some other common myths?
Okay. Another big one is that only whispers work as triggers. But as we talked about earlier, there's actually a huge variety of things that can trigger ASMR, from scratching and tapping to water sounds and even crinkling plastic wrap.
Huh. So before we jump into all the different types of ASMR,
Yeah.
we need to address something.
What's that?
Well, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Whispering about folding laundry or tapping on a microphone for hours might seem strange to some people who haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do we deal with that?
Well, I think that's part of what makes ASMR so interesting. It challenges our ideas about what's normal.
Yeah.
And opens up this whole world of sensory experience that we might not have considered before.
So embracing the unusual is part of the fun.
Exact.
Okay. But seriously, though,
Yeah.
are there any potential downsides or risks to ASMR that people should know about?
That's a good question, and an important one. So, ASMR is generally considered safe, but there are a couple of things to keep in mind.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, always be careful with the volume, especially if you're using headphones. Just like with any audio, listening to loud sounds for a long time can damage your hearing.
Right. Got to protect those ears.
Yeah.
What else?
And even though ASMR can be really relaxing and even feel therapeutic, it's not a substitute for professional help. So if you're struggling with anxiety or sleep problems or any other health issues, it's always best to talk to a doctor.
Good advice. Okay. What else?
Well, sometimes people have really intense emotional reactions to ASMR, and that can be positive or negative. So if you ever start to feel overwhelmed or uncomfortable, just take a break.
Right. Listen to your body. We've only just scratched the surface of the ASMR world.
Yeah,
There's so much more to discover.
it really is.
It's not just whispering and tapping anymore.
Nope.
But tell us more about all the different kinds of ASMR out there.
Okay. Well, there's this thing called role play ASMR, where the creators basically become different characters, like doctors or librarians, even fantasy creatures sometimes. It's a super personalized experience.
Fantasy creatures, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Well, there's also unintentional ASMR, which captures everyday sounds, like cooking or painting, even the hum of a sewing machine.
Huh. So it's about finding these unexpected moments of sonic bliss in the ordinary.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay. What else?
Well, you've also got object-focused ASMR, which centers around the sounds and visuals of people handling different objects, like crinkling paper, tapping wood, brushing hair, flipping through books.
Wow. It's like a feast for the senses.
It really is.
So, with all this variety, how do you even begin to navigate the world of ASMR?
Well, it's all about exploration and figuring out what you like. A good place to start is YouTube. You can search for specific triggers or creators, even moods.
So, once you've found some videos you like, are there any tips for maximizing that ASMR experience?
Yeah, creating the right environment can definitely make a difference.
Okay. Tell us more.
Well, first, find a quiet and comfortable space where you can really relax and get into the sounds. Like dim the lights, put on some comfy clothes, and make sure you won't be interrupted.
So, basically, create your own personal ASMR sanctuary.
Exactly.
I like it.
Okay.
What else?
Headphones are really your best friend when it comes to ASMR. They help block out distractions and create a more immersive soundscape.
Okay. Yeah.
And experiment with different positions. Some people prefer lying down, others prefer sitting up. So it's all about finding what's most comfortable for you.
Makes sense. What else?
And finally, don't be afraid to explore different types of content and see what clicks for you. Some people love soft whispers, while others prefer more intense triggers like tapping.
Yeah, it's a whole world of sound to discover. But now I'm curious about the people making those sounds, the creators. For anyone out there feeling inspired to create their own ASMR, where do they even begin?
Creating ASMR is a journey. There's no one right way to do it, but there are some key things to keep in mind.
Okay, let's hear them.
The most important thing is to find your unique voice and style. What sounds and visuals appeal to you? What kind of experience do you want to create for your listeners?
So it's all about tapping into your own personal ASMR superpower.
Exactly. Authenticity is key. People can tell when you're genuinely passionate about something, and that makes it more engaging.
So be yourself. Let your ASMR freak flag fly.
Exactly.
All right. What about the technical side of things? What kind of equipment do you actually need to make high-quality ASMR?
Well, the good news is you don't need a fancy studio or tons of expensive equipment to get started. A decent microphone and a quiet space are really all you need to start experimenting.
Seriously?
Yeah, there are even some really good free audio editing programs out there that can help you clean up your recordings.
Okay, so microphone, quiet space, and a little bit of creativity.
Got it. So once you have all that, how do you go about creating those tingly masterpieces?
Well, that's where the real fun begins. It's all about experimenting and finding what works best for you and your audience. Try different triggers, play around with layering sounds, just see what happens.
It's a sonic playground.
Exactly.
Okay. But with so many ASMR creators out there already, how do you stand out? How do you build a following? That's a great question. There's no magic formula for success. But there are some things that can help you increase your visibility and connect with an audience.
Okay. Give us the secrets.
Well, first, be consistent with your content. Regular uploads help you stay top of mind and keep people coming back for more.
It's all about creating anticipation.
Right.
What else?
Engaging with your audience is super important. Respond to comments, ask for feedback, create a sense of community.
It's about building relationships.
Right.
Okay.
Don't forget about social media. Share snippets of your videos, behind-the-scenes glimpses, interact with other creators.
Okay, so it's about cross-promotion.
Yeah.
Community building.
Right.
Got it. So Let's take a step back for a second. What is it about ASMR that resonates so deeply with people? Is it just a way to escape, or is there something more to it?
That's a deep question. I think it speaks to this basic human need for connection, relaxation, and peace. Our world is so chaotic and overwhelming, and ASMR offers a place where we can disconnect from the noise and reconnect with ourselves.
Wow. It's like a digital hug for the soul.
I like that.
But beyond the relaxation and the tingles, is there more that ASMR can offer? Can it be used for more than just entertainment and self-care?
That's a fascinating question. The research is still early, but there's growing evidence that ASMR might have benefits for managing anxiety, improving sleep quality, and even reducing pain perception.
Hold on. Reducing pain.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
So some studies suggest that ASMR can trigger the release of endorphins, which are natural painkillers. The idea is that those gentle sounds and visuals can actually distract from pain signals and promote relaxation, which then reduces how much pain you feel.
Wow. Like a natural pain reliever.
It's an exciting area of research.
It is. So
Yeah.
we've covered a lot of ground today, from the science behind ASMR to the creative process. But before we move on, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. What is it about ASMR that connects with our deepest needs in today's world? Is it simply a form of escape, or is there something more profound at play?
I think it might be this longing for connection and peace, a sense of belonging. Our world can feel really divided and isolating sometimes, and ASMR offers this virtual embrace, this reminder that we're not alone.
I love that. That really captures the essence of ASMR.
It does.
All right, let's take a break here, but be sure to tune in for part 2, where we'll delve into the cultural impact of ASMR, explore some unexpected ways it's being used, and even talk about the business side of this fascinating phenomenon.
It's going to be great.
It is.
You know, it's kind of wild to think about how ASMR went from this niche thing to a global phenomenon.
Yeah, it's like we've tapped into this secret language of the senses,
Yeah.
one that goes beyond words and cultures.
It really is. And as we explore it further, we're seeing that it's not just a passing trend, it's actually changing how we think about things like relaxation, connection, even personal growth.
That's what's so fascinating about it. Is like people are finding this sense of empowerment. Yeah. Taking control of their own well-being.
Absolutely. And, you know, it reminds us that sometimes those really powerful experiences are hidden in plain sight, in the everyday things we often overlook.
It's about shifting our perspective.
Exactly.
And finding gratitude for those little moments.
It's about mindfulness, something we could all use a little more of these days.
Absolutely. It's like a digital detox for the soul. But let's talk about the practical applications of ASMR. I mean, we've touched on its potential for anxiety, sleep, and pain management. But how are these principles being used in the real world?
That's a great question. We're actually seeing ASMR principles integrated into all kinds of fields now. Healthcare, education, marketing, even workplace wellness programs.
Wait, ASMR in the workplace?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is. Maybe not whispering bosses just yet, but the core principles of ASMR, like relaxation, focus, sensory stimulation, those are being used to create calmer and more engaging work environments.
So instead of the usual office noise, you might hear calming nature sounds or something.
Exactly. It's about creating a more mindful and harmonious atmosphere. I like it. What about healthcare and education?
Well, in healthcare, they're exploring ASMR as a complementary therapy for things like anxiety and pain management, especially in places like dental clinics or hospitals,
Yeah.
you know, where people might be feeling stressed.
So imagine listening to soothing whispers while you're getting a filling.
Exactly.
That would make a big difference.
It could.
And what about in schools?
Well, some teachers are experimenting with ASMR elements in their lessons to create a more engaging and focused learning environment.
Oh, so maybe soft-spoken narration during a lecture.
Yeah, or calming background music.
Yeah.
Even ASMR-inspired videos to explain complex concepts.
That's pretty cool. It's like bringing a sense of calm to the classroom.
It is.
It's amazing to see how ASMR is branching out into all these different areas, but we can't forget about the creators behind it all.
Yeah.
The people who are putting their heart and soul into making these experiences.
Absolutely. They're the real pioneers,
Right.
constantly pushing boundaries and inspiring millions.
And they come from all walks of life, right?
Yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about ASMR. It's accessible to everyone. Anyone can become an ASMR artist.
It's a global community of sonic healers.
I like that.
But with so many creators out there, it can be hard to know where to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any tips for navigating the ASMR universe?
Sure. First, don't be afraid to try different types of content. You might be surprised at what you connect with.
Okay, so be adventurous.
Exactly. And pay attention to the production quality. While not every video needs to be a high-budget production, clear audio and well-crafted visuals can really make a difference.
So look for creators who are putting in the effort.
Exactly. And
Right.
don't underestimate the importance of personal connection. Many creators build strong communities around their channels. They interact with viewers, respond to comments, create a welcoming space.
Yeah, it's like finding your tribe of fellow Tinglers.
Exactly. So take your time, explore different channels, and
Okay.
find creators whose style and personality resonate with you.
Makes sense. Now, for those who are feeling inspired to create their own ASMR, what advice would you give them?
Well, embrace your uniqueness. Don't be afraid to experiment with different sounds, visual storytelling. Find your voice, let your personality shine through, and most importantly, have fun.
Love it. Now, we've talked a lot about the creative side of ASMR,
Yeah.
but let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Money.
Yes, the monetization question.
Right. We hear stories of people making a fortune from ASMR. But is that the reality for most creators?
Well, while some people have definitely achieved financial success with ASMR, it's important to remember that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Okay.
Like any creative field, building a successful ASMR channel takes time, dedication, and a lot of hard work.
Okay. So no overnight millionaires.
Probably not.
So how do ASMR creators actually make money?
Okay. The most common way is through advertising revenue on platforms like YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But you usually need a lot of views and subscribers to earn a significant income.
So it's a long game.
It is.
Cool.
Many creators also use platforms like Patreon, where fans can support them directly through monthly subscriptions.
So that's a more direct way to connect with your audience. Exactly. Some creators even offer personalized experiences like custom recordings or one-on-one video calls.
It's like the VIP experience of ASMR.
It is.
But with money involved, we also need to talk about the ethical considerations. How do ASMR creators ensure they're profiting responsibly?
That's a really important point. Like any industry, it's crucial to approach ASMR monetization with integrity and transparency. Creators need to be mindful of their audience's trust and avoid exploiting the intimacy and vulnerability that often comes with ASMR.
So it's just about finding that balance between earning a living and respecting boundaries.
Exactly.
And having open conversations about ethical practices.
Absolutely.
Okay, but beyond the money, the real value of ASMR lies in its ability to bring people together
It does.
and foster a sense of community and well-being.
It does.
All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the cultural impact of ASMR. It's pretty amazing how it's gone beyond the internet and into mainstream culture. You see it in music, TV, advertising, even fine art.
It's true. ASMR has definitely captured the attention of mainstream culture.
And ASMR and fine art.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, artists are incorporating ASMR-inspired elements into their work. They're playing with sound, visuals, tactile sensations to create these immersive, multi-sensory experiences.
So ASMR is breaking free from the screen
It is.
and finding its way into galleries and museums.
Exactly.
It's like a new language of artistic expression.
It is.
One that speaks to our primal need for sensory stimulation.
I like that.
And this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what artists come up with next.
Okay.
But we can't forget about the role of technology in all of this.
Right.
Technology has been instrumental in making ASMR accessible to millions of people worldwide.
It has.
Now, anyone with a smartphone and a little creativity can become an ASMR artist.
Exactly.
And as technology continues to evolve, I think we'll see even more immersive and personalized ASMR experiences.
Yeah, like imagine virtual reality ASMR.
Whoa, that's next level. But with all this focus on technology, it's important to remember the human element,
Absolutely.
that connection between creator and viewer.
It's what makes ASMR so special.
So it's about striking that balance
It is.
between technological innovation and the human touch.
It is.
Now, I know we've talked a lot about the creator side of things.
Yeah.
But what about the community aspect? What role does the ASMR community play in all of this?
The ASMR community is truly amazing. It's this diverse group of people from all over the world who are connected by their love for these tingly sensations. And they're not just passive listeners. They actively shape the world of ASMR.
So, They're more than just fans.
They are.
They're collaborators.
Exactly.
They help shape the content.
Through online forums, social media, even real-life meetups. They share their favorite triggers, discover new creators, and provide feedback that helps ASM artists improve.
That's really cool. It's a very collaborative space.
It is. It's a place where people from all walks of life can connect over their shared passion.
And just be themselves? That's awesome. But I think it's important to acknowledge that the ASMR community has faced some challenges as well.
Yeah, that's true. Like any online community, ASMR has had its share of growing pains. There have been issues with copyright, content moderation, concerns about sexualization, even exploitation of creators.
Right. It's important to talk about these things.
It is.
Even if they're uncomfortable.
It's crucial to address these challenges head-on and work towards creating a more ethical, inclusive, and sustainable community.
Okay. So, what can we do as individuals and as a community to make the ASMR space more positive and supportive?
Well, we can all play a part, first and foremost. Support creators ethically, respect their work, credit them properly, and avoid piracy.
So, downloading those tingly whispers without permission.
Right.
What else can we do?
We can support creators financially through Patreon, buying merch, attending events.
Right. Put your money where your tingles are.
So, exactly.
Okay. What else?
We can also amplify their voices by sharing their work, leaving positive comments, engaging in thoughtful discussions online. And if we see unethical behavior or harmful content, we need to speak up, report it, and hold people accountable.
So, it's about creating a culture of accountability.
It is.
All right. Now, let's look ahead.
Yeah.
Where do you see ASMR going in the future?
It's hard to say for sure, but I think ASMR is here to stay. It's tapped into something fundamental, this need for relaxation and connection.
Right. It's about more than just the tingles.
It is.
It's about changing our relationship with well-being.
I think so.
So, what trends and developments do you see shaping the future of ASMR?
Well, one thing I'm excited about is the integration of ASMR principles into other fields, like we talked about earlier. Healthcare, education, the workplace. The possibilities are endless.
It's like ASMR is becoming this universal language of relaxation.
Exactly.
And as that happens, I think we'll see the line between ASMR as entertainment and ASMR as a therapeutic tool become even more blurred.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have ASMR meditation apps or sleep products, even virtual reality experiences for pain management.
It's all possible.
And with advances in AI and VR, the potential for creating hyper-realistic and personalized ASMR experiences is just incredible.
It is.
But even with all this innovation, we can't forget about the human element at the core of ASMR.
Absolutely.
That genuine connection between creator and listener.
What makes it so special?
So it's about finding that balance.
It is.
Between technology and the human touch.
It is.
This has been such a fascinating conversation. It's amazing to see how ASMR is evolving and shaping our world. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder.
Okay.
What is it about ASMR that speaks to our deepest needs and desires?
Maybe it's a longing for simplicity, for the comforting sounds and touch we remember from childhood.
Or maybe it's a way to regain a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable.
Whatever the reason, ASMR shows us the incredible power of sound to soothe, connect, and remind us of the beauty in simple things.
That's a beautiful thought.
It is.
Welcome back to our ASMR deep dive. We've explored so much already. It's amazing to see how far ASMR has come.
It is, right? From tingles to a global community, it's really fascinating.
You know, one thing that always strikes me is the connection between ASMR creators and their audience.
Oh, yeah.
It's like different from other types of media.
It is. There's definitely a unique bond there, built on trust, a shared love for these sensory experiences.
Yeah, it's like this virtual safe space where people can relax and just be themselves.
Absolutely. That sense of intimacy is really heightened by how personal ASMR content is. Like, many creators speak directly to their viewers using whispers and soft voices to create that one-on-one feeling.
It's like having your own personal relaxation coach, whispering right in your ear.
I like that. It's a great way to put it. And that personalized approach, it's really powerful. It builds a kind of connection that can be hard to find online.
It's true. It's changing how we connect with each other. But we can't ignore the fact that ASMR has also gotten some criticism, right? Some controversy.
You're right. Like anything that gets popular, there's going to be some pushback. It's important to acknowledge those criticisms and have some open conversations.
Okay, so let's address that head on. What are some of the biggest criticisms of ASMR?
One of the most common ones is that it's inherently sexual. You know, because of the intimate nature of the videos, and some triggers can be seen as suggestive.
Right. But is that a fair assessment of all ASMR?
I don't think so. While there might be a small handful of creators making content with those kinds of undertones, it doesn't represent the whole community at all.
So there's a whole spectrum of ASMR content.
Absolutely. Most creators are genuinely passionate about helping people relax and feel good. To say the whole genre is sexual, it just misses the point.
Okay, that makes sense. What about mental health? Are there any legitimate concerns about ASMR and mental health?
That's a tricky one. It's complicated. ASMR can definitely be helpful for a lot of people. It helps them manage anxiety, sleep better, even cope with trauma, but it's not a substitute for professional help.
So more of a complementary tool.
Exactly. It's like, think of it as something that can work alongside therapy, not replace it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And of course, anyone with mental health concerns should always talk to a professional.
Absolutely. Always a good idea.
It seems like navigating those criticisms requires nuance.
It does. ASMR is still pretty new. It's still evolving. There will be some bumps along the way.
Right, it's a learning curve for everyone involved.
Exactly. But as the community grows and matures, I think we'll see more ethical practices emerge.
That makes sense. Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive, I have one final question for you.
Okay.
What do you think will be the lasting legacy of ASMR?
Oh, wow. The legacy, huh? That's something to think about. How will it be remembered?
Yeah, it's interesting to consider. Maybe it'll be seen as a movement that changed how we think about relaxation and connection in this digital age,
Yeah, maybe it'll be known for its impact on well-being.
showing the world how powerful sound and touch can be.
It's true. Regardless of how it's ultimately remembered, ASMR has made a real impact. It's a reminder that even in a world that's so busy and loud, we can still find those moments of peace.
It's a beautiful reminder that we can slow down, appreciate the little things, and reconnect with our senses.
I like that.
And on that note, we'll leave you to continue exploring the world of ASMR on your own.
Yeah, keep discovering, keep enjoying.
And hey, maybe you'll even be inspired to create your own ASMR content.
That's the spirit.
Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and embrace those tingles.